So, in this slide, uh, look at these pictures. Uh, we have the two pictures from lateral view and posterior view of thorax. As you can see here, uh, thorax or chest in Latin forms the superior part of the trunk of the body. It not only permits boarding and lodging of the thoracic viscera, but also provide necessary shelter to some of the abdominal viscera. This trunk of the body is divided. The trunk of the body is divided by the diaphragm into an upper part called the thorax and the lower part called abdomen. Upper part here is thorax and the lower part here is called abdomen. The thorax is supported by skeletal framework like called thoracic cage. As you can see here is a half of a thoracic cage from the lateral view. The thoracic cavity contains the principal organs of respirations like lungs and circulation called heart, both of which are vital for life. So we should learn about diaphragm, thorax, and abdomen. In the next slide, I'm gonna teach you about bone skeleton of thorax or um, skeleton of thorax. The skeleton of thorax is also known as a thoracic cage. It is an osteocartilaginous elastic cage which is primarily designed for increasing and decreasing the intrathoracic pressure so that air is sucked into the lungs during the inspiration and expelled during expiration. So as you can see here, look at this picture. We have a thoracic cage, uh, frontal view, and different part of the skeleton of thorax. The skeleton of thorax anteriorly formed by sternum. As you can see, it's a sternum, and posteriorly by 12 thoracic vertebrae and intervening intervertebral disc. On each side, as you can see here, on each side by 12 ribs which their cartilage, that you can see the cartilage in a blue color. Each ribs articulate posteriorly. As you can see here, each ribs articulate posteriorly with the vertebral column, and anteriorly only the upper 7 ribs articulate with the sternum through their cartilage, and these are called through or vertebrosternal ribs. So we have true ribs, false ribs, floating ribs. True ribs, it means vertebrosternal ribs that articulate from interior to the sternum and posteriorly to the vertebra. The costal cartilage of the next 3 ribs, 8, 9, 10 ribs. The 8, 9, and 10 ends by joining the next higher costal cartilage. These ribs are therefore known as vertebrochondral ribs. The costal cartilage of 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th ribs forms the sloping costal margin. Here is a costal margin from right side and the costal margin of the left side. So we have a two costal margin from joining of the 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th ribs from each side. The anterior end of the 11th, look at these pictures. This is the 11th and this is the 12th ribs. The anterior ends of the 11th and 12th ribs are free. These are called floating or vertebral ribs. The ribs are also called false ribs because they do not articulate with the sternum. As you can see here, true ribs and false ribs. True ribs are upper 7 ribs that are articulated with sternum directly, and the false ribs or vertebrochondral ribs are 7, 8, and 9 ribs that articulate indirectly to sternum. The costovertebral, costotransversus, and manibrio, sternal and chondrosternal joints permit movements of the thoracic cage during birthing. In this picture you can see a true and real thoracic cage of a human body. The sternum is located in front and the vertebral column is located in behind, and 12 pairs of ribs are located in the lateral side of the body that articulate with the sternum and column anteriorly and posteriorly to form a thoracic cage. And how about shapes of thoracic? The thoracic resembles a tourniquet cone which is narrow above and broad below, like this. It's a thoracic cage. It's a narrow above and broad below. The narrow upper end is continuous with the root of the neck, from which is partly separated by the suprapleural membrane or sympson fascia. The broad or lower end is almost completely separated from the abdomen by the diaphragm, which is deeply concave downwards. The thoracic cage is actually much smaller than what it appears to be because the narrow upper part appears broad due to the shoulders, and the lower part is greatly due to abdominal cavity due to the upper convexity of the diaphragm, like this, as you can see here, the diaphragm and upward convexity of the diaphragm.